This is the drive home with TT for the Millwall drive home. Driving home from the Den, where it finished. Millwall 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. And a fully deserved win for Queen's Park Rangers. One of the absolute worst performances I've seen from a Lions team for a long time. Obviously, I didn't go to Blackburn, and apparently that was equally as bad. First of all, I do want to say thank you to everybody that give me messages or give messages in support of my mother-in-law. You know, I've only recently just got back from Cyprus and Turkey, where my mum had a heart operation. It all went well. She was in the operating theatre for 8 hours, and as she's done the second time in a year, she's managed to battle through, and she's gone home in the last couple of days. So I want to say, love you, Mum. I'm glad you got through it. I know you watch it, so thanks for your support on that. Now we move on to the performance today. We lined up as changed the formation, you know, played 3-5-2, Biliakowski in goal, back three of Pearce, Cooper and Hutchinson. Right wing back was McCarthy, left wing back was Shane Ferguson, central midfield, holding midfielder was Jason Malumbe. In front of him you had Thompson and Jed Wallace, up front Budvarsson and Matt Smith. I think we've changed formation to try and get as many attacking or our attacking players on the pitch, but at the end of the day it didn't work. The formation did not work at all. The players seemed to, I don't think there was a lack of effort today, but there was a lack of ideas. There was a lack of any kind of ability in creating chances, in getting forwards. We looked reasonably solid at the back. We didn't look too vulnerable, to be honest. QPR didn't really create much themselves, and we've absolutely gifted them both of their goals. You know, the first goal they score is a kind of deflected and put through to their player, a brilliant pass from us, and then he steps inside, cuts it into the top left-hand corner. It's a good finish. We then equalise from nothing, absolutely nothing. We weren't on top, but we get a goal from a set piece like we do. Balls into the box, falls to Hutchinson, who rifles it home and makes it 1-1. And from then you think, can we now go? Can we attack them? Can we take the game to them? The crowd was in it for the first time in the game. You know, our fans were as flat as the players, considering the fact it was a full house. Really disappointing from them, from both of us, to be honest. And then straight away, just after we equalise, the ball goes down the other end, and Biliakowski makes an awful error. He comes out, just clear the ball, please. He doesn't. He tries a 2-yard pass to the defender. It bobble. He mishits it. It goes straight to Naki Wells, who only has to take the ball forward a little bit and put it into an empty net. And from then on, you knew that we weren't going to get back into it. My biggest problem with the formation is that gives, we've matched them. You know, I think that with them playing 3-5-2, which they did, that means we can get down their channels if we play the same formation that we've been playing for 3-4 years. And the 4-4-2, our wingers will get in behind them. We change formation, which means we have a lack of width, and then the only people that get the ball is our centre backs, and none of them are really confident or comfortable in taking the ball out from the back. So QPR allowed them to have it. They dropped it reasonably deep, then pressured them as soon as they tried to get anywhere near the halfway line, and there was no options. You know, I'm not going to rate the players one by one because there's not enough positives I can say, and I don't like ripping into the boys, but the few positives was that Malumbe did try to take the ball from the centre backs and then turn and try and look for different options, but just didn't have them. You know, I felt that it's hard to say, but in a better side, Malumbe looks a decent player, but today he had no options. He had nothing in front of him to kind of go. I thought Wallace, second half, ran direct, ran at QPR. You know, again, his final product wasn't quite there today. He's created a chance in the second half where he's driven into the box, probably has to hit the target. He doesn't hit the target, puts the ball wide, and I think maybe that was the only chance where we looked like we was going to equalise at any stage. I thought that was, you know, looking at players like Budvarsson done absolutely nothing. Smith got bullied today. Ben Thompson it was probably his worst game in a Millwall top. He won the ball a couple of times, but his passing was atrocious, and it pains me to say anything negative about Ben, but I'm sure he'll look at that game and be disappointed with his own performance. I thought McCarthy done what he could do as right wing back. Both of our wing backs did not get forward enough, so at times it meant that we looked like we had a back five, but we just didn't look like we was going to go forward and create anything. And it's so disappointing. It's so hard to watch when you think at half time we had such a bad first half. Nothing was working for us, and at that stage I'm baffled why we didn't change it from then. I don't know what was seen to make us think that this is going well, we're doing what we need to be doing, and we'll do it again in the second half. But obviously that's what we did do, and we stayed with the same formation, and like I said, it only looked like we was only gonna lose the game, and it's hard to be positive. It's hard to look at that game and have anything other than not just worry for today, but worry for the rest of the season, because we're changing formation and changing players, and we're ended up looking worse game by game rather than better. And I'm just on the M25, I've got to concentrate a little bit. Looks like there's been some kind of accident. Sums up today, really. Accidents all over the place. But we weren't at the races today. Like I said, we made QPR look a lot better than they were. Don't get me wrong, they played reasonably decent football, but we made them look a lot better than they actually are. They didn't create anything themselves other than maybe one chance that was really well blocked by Alex Pearce in the first half. My man of the match today, now it's going to be the first time this has ever happened since I've been doing YouTube, but my man of the match was a QPR player. Eze, I thought, dominated us every time he seemed to have so much time on the ball, bossed our players. Our players give him so much respect and so much time, because he was able to fall down, get himself back up like 3 or 4 times. He fell over and got back up and still had control of the ball, and you think it's just unlikely. It's just unlike the Millwall team to be so, I don't know, on the back foot. Normally we like I said, it doesn't matter what team you play, it doesn't matter what league you play, unless you play Manchester City, as Watford found out today, you need to take it 2 teams at home. You need to take it 2 teams. You need to try and win the game, and too often we're just trying not to lose games, and we can't afford to do that at home. At least at home, it's bad enough away, and we're going to do it at Huddersfield. We're going to sit back and try and absorb pressure and hope that they don't create something special, or we don't make a defensive error like we did today. But we're relying on teams to not take their chances and not create anything, because we're not doing anything, and it takes us to go behind before we look like we've got any desire or any heart to go and win the game rather than not lose the game. I've always understood it when we're 1-0 up or 2-0 up, then to try and hold on to the lead. But if it's 0-0 or 1-0 to them, we have to try and win the game. My highlights of today were the fact that I met Javier from Barcelona today with his flags, come over, supported the channel since the start of it. It's a big supporter of me, which is really nice, and had a photo with him and his flag. And then I got to meet, a dad and daughter, and they're going to take their mum. The mum's going to come against Leeds. Camilla's going to turn up, but the daughter's name, I said I was going to mention her, and I absolutely can't remember. My daughter's helped me out there. It was Maxine. I couldn't remember it, But seeing Maxine today, she was really happy. And you know what I love about, kids coming to football is the passion that they have. They're still optimistic. Zach's still optimistic. Alfie and Jason are in the back. 3 of my under-9 Lions have come along today. They couldn't even watch the second half because they got burnt to a crisp in the first half. I had to take them out of the sun. Lucky them, I suppose. I need them fighting fit for tomorrow when we go away to the Ravens. But that's what I can only take out of today. The positives is the fact that I'm here with my family and some of my boys and getting to meet the Millwall family, because what happened on the pitch today is going to be very difficult. Like I said, put your comments in. It's going to be, I know there's going to be a lot of anti-Harris stuff in there, and it's hard to argue for, I've been a massive supporter of Harris, and I still am as a person and as a character and as a Millwall man that he is. But today just was not good enough, and we cannot wait to change it in terms of how we play on the pitch. We cannot wait to take the game 2 teams in the Championship. We have to start very quickly, because once you get on a bad run, we still haven't won away from home. We now haven't won in any game since August the 17th. It's time now where Huddersfield away, who have been absolutely awful, absolutely terrible. They've not won at home for ages, and every Millwall fan's going to be knowing exactly what's going to be coming. Well, we can't allow that to happen. We need, whatever happens in that dressing room, I like Alex Pearce as a leader. He needs to get those boys and those players absolutely firing against Huddersfield. We cannot have a performance like we have had today. Huddersfield is where our season needs to turn around, and we've got the play. I looked around the pitch today. We've got good players for so many years. I've looked at it and I thought, we're weak here. We've got a good team. We've got individual players that are able to obviously not play certain types of football, but they're able to play. We've got to play to our strengths. We've got to play the Millwall way, and we did not do that today. And we've got to take the game to other teams, and I want to see that at Huddersfield. I'll be there driving up the A1. I think I'll probably go up the A1 to Huddersfield next week, and I hope as many Millwall fans can get there and buy tickets and support the boys, because that's what we need. We need to get in this together, down in the trenches, and fight our way out of the position that we're putting ourselves in. Thanks for watching. Please, if you don't mind liking the video, if you can get, I don't expect too many people to be watching it, because it's hard to watch after performance like that. But please like and put your comments in. As QPR fans, I'm sure you're watching it and delighted with your away win. Subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. We go again next week against Huddersfield. Come on, you Lions.